01708 1059.
And if you want to join us, give us a ring right now. 0151 708 1059 is the number. Remember, tonight we've got part 2 of The Real Cilla Black. Right now we're going to say hello to Julie. Hiya, Julie.
Hello, Pete.
Hello, Julie. So I get an email from the other side of the world from Sam Kane.
Yes.
And you got in touch with Sam. Sam put me in touch with you. And isn't it a small world?
It certainly is. Yeah. It certainly is.
You have a story. Take as long as you want. Tell me all about it.
Oh, it started in 2003, Pete. My daughter and husband had the first baby boy called Conor. He was fitting well till he was 3.5 months of age. He just had a little bit of a floppiness to his legs. No one was really concerned, but I after having a few children myself, I thought it was a bit unusual. He got taken to the GP, and he ended up having to have some tests. Worst case scenario, we thought he may have had something wrong with his legs, and would maybe need a wheelchair. It turned out after many tests, after a few weeks of waiting, it came about that Conor was diagnosed with a muscle wasting illness. It's a very severe one. It's called Spinal Muscular Atrophy type 1. It's a childhood form of motor neurone disease. So as you can imagine, we were absolutely devastated. Julianne and Phil, the whole family and community were just devastated, especially when we were told that in the UK that no child lives over the age of 1. We were devastated, and within a few days we'd heard, going back 11 years now, we'd heard that there was children in the USA who were in the teens and in the late teens going to university. So we found that doctor, a doctor who treated children. There's no cure for it, Pete, but what there is, there's management of this illness.
How do they manage it?
What they do is, when you say muscle wasting, I thought to myself, why will he die? They said, take him home, he's going to die, he's not going to live long, because he has a muscle wasting. And I thought to myself, well, why will he die? He's got his arms and legs, they can't kill him. But, I didn't realise, at that time, that the main muscle in your body is your respiratory system, which is your heart and your lungs. Now, the lungs waste away in any muscle wasting illness. It's the main cause of death. And that's what happens to to children with SMA, to adults with motor neurone disease and ALS. So when we found out about children living longer in America and being teenagers and living a life, we wanted to know who that doctor was. I actually asked a man who's listening at the moment, his name's Paul Woods, who lives in Huyton by where we live, to have a look on the internet, and he actually found the name, he found everything about a doctor called Dr. John Back, and he was based at the University Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Paul Woods emailed him. I didn't know how to email. He just did it for me. And that was on the Saturday. And Monday morning, Paul knocked on my door, said, here's the doctor's secretary's number. Give them a ring and go out to see them. So within a few hours, a fundraiser was set up in my house, a little committee. And within 3 weeks, we raised all the money to go to New Jersey to see the doctor. It was the flights were donated by Mr. Spendlove, who lives near to us in Huyton. We went to New Jersey and we met the doctor, and he was a fantastic man. He said that maybe Conor would not live till he was 2 or 3, but he could help with the management, his protocol, and we followed that to the T, which was basically a machine to help him breathe overnight, which a lot of people use for sleep apnea. It's called a BiPAP machine. And the concept of it is, if your muscles waste away and you need them to rejuvenate, this would rejuvenate them overnight, his lungs. And also machines help him cough, because his cough muscle would actually reside as the years went by. We came back to the UK full of joy. We'd actually been in the Liverpool Echo, and Conor was started on this equipment by his mum. The local hospital then took Julianne under the wing and Conor, and all the hay had been fantastic ever since then. He's been in and out of hospital for quite a lot of his life, but he does well. He has quite a lot of chest infections, but he does really well. Goes to school, goes zip wiring, does every single thing, but he cannot move a muscle.
Right.
He moves his finger and his index finger and his thumb on his right hand, and uses his PlayStation to do everything through that. He talks, he does everything on a keyboard. Now, the last few months, he has really deteriorated in his muscles. He's 11 now. He was 11 in June, and we are so glad that we still have him. We do know that was due to the devotion of his mum, Julianne, my daughter. But sadly, sorry, please.
Don't worry, just relax. Just don't worry about it. You just take your time. Take your time.
But sadly, on the 1st of August, Julianne went to bed and fell asleep, and she never woke up. It's thought she had a massive epileptic seizure in her sleep, as she has recently been diagnosed with epilepsy in March this year. Julianne's gone now, and everybody else is rallying round her husband and her other little boy and Conor. So at the moment, what we're doing is, in Julianne's memory, because a month before she passed away, she was so obsessed at Conor's deterioration of his talking, and I'll have to just stop a minute, sorry.
Don't worry, you stop.
I don't want to cry and talk like this because
Excuse me, don't be so... the love and passion and feeling and emotion you're feeling, we're all feeling, so you don't worry about a thing.
I know.
You just be yourself.
See me upset.
Of course she would. She knows what you are. You're a mum, for God's sake. You don't be apologising. You just take your time.
Okay. No, so she spoke since he turned 11 in June. We did realise how much his speech was affected. His muscles round his mouth, he's even stopped his little smile. So she said to me, Mum, I'm obsessed about this, and we'd all spoke. We were all obsessed about it. So I said to her, have a look on the internet and see what the children and the adults in the USA who were leading the field with SMA type 1, what they're doing, what they are using. And she came back to me and she said, Mum, there's a thing out. She said it's called a Toby eye gaze. She said, and Conor could talk with the technology of using his eye, similar to what Stephen Hawkins uses.
Yeah.
I said to her, Julianne, we will get it for him. We will get this. And she said, Mum, it's so expensive. I said, I don't care how much. He can have talking aids, but he cannot press his fingers anymore to press down on these talking things, what he would be given by the NHS. So we spoke at great length about it, and I decided, as Julianne was a private person, when I came back off my holiday, I was about to start this fundraising drive with all my friends from Huyton, the surrounding areas, and Liverpool. I was due home on the 2nd of August from my holiday. I arrived home to be told by all my family at the door with devastating news that Julianne had passed away in her sleep. It was the most horrendous thing that could have happened to such a beautiful lady. I'm not just saying this, Pete, because she was my daughter, but because everybody who knew her loved her. The amount of people that came to her celebration of her life, which we didn't have a funeral, we had celebration, and that celebration was just so apt for what type of person she was. The only sadness is that she's not here to see her boys grow up. But with her guidance, me and my family and everybody else around us will make sure Conor and Cameron have a long and happy life. So I'm just going to gather my thoughts together now and just say to you that the people around me are just so fantastic. I've got a committee at this moment working on this fundraising night, which we are having on the 4th of October in the Huyton Suite in Huyton. And it's a ball, it's a charity ball. A lady has kindly donated time to decorate the hall, and we are having raffles, and we're having entertainment, and we're having a good night to get the money for Conor to have Julianne's last wish.
What sort of money is it?
Well, we're looking at it in excess of £8,000. That is for the top of the range.
And remind everybody what it will do.
What it will do, it will enable Conor to speak fluently, which now when he talks, he's very mumbled because the muscles around his face are deteriorated. So what it will do, Conor will have a screen in front of him. He will have, similar to a microphone, but it will be on the retina of his eye. And he will, it's a bit like space-age technology, Pete. Mm-hmm. He will be able to look at the words he wants to say and blink, and they will speak for him.
Wow, it's a hell of a thing, isn't it?
It's just amazing, and I didn't even know about it until Julianne told me just a month before she passed away. And I had a look on the internet, and just I thought to myself, this will make Conor's quality of life a hell of a lot better. It will make my daughter happy to see her daughter happy, and that would make me the happiest person in the world. So there is a good support with this fundraising going on. Apart from Saturday, the 4th of October, at the charity ball, we'll be having, after that, there's a zip wire over Snowdon, which my cousin is organising. There's going to be a lot of local lads from our area, my son included, Anthony Durkin, and his friends are climbing up walking up Ben Nevis. There's a football tournament which Michael Corliss is actually hosting, and there's going to be a fancy dress Christmas party in December at the St Agnes's Labour Club. So I am sure that we will get that money. We have over half the money now, Pete, believe it or not. This is just what people have donated.
How can people find out more about it?
Well, they can either email me, Peter.
Is there not a Facebook or a Twitter?
Yeah, there is Facebook.
Facebook's easier. So.
Yeah, I'm Julie Durkin, but I'm Julie Brown Durkin.
So what actually is the Facebook?
My Facebook is Julie.
Yeah.
And it's a hyphen, and it's Brown, which is my maiden name, nice. Hyphen, and then Durkin, Durkin.
So that's how they can find out more? That's
how they can find out more, by speaking to me on Facebook. Fair. Or juliedurkin@hotmail.com, which right. I don't mind people contacting me in that way. Julianne was at Clare House many of times, with yourself and Conor. Mm-hmm. She actually, Conor was raising cash for kids a few years back, and he sang live on Radio City, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for Cash for Kids, and raised quite a lot of money. So he raises money for Clare House himself, even though he goes there. He's a remarkable little boy, and it's all a testament to his mum and his dad and the family.
So you've had the heartache of this little boy, you and all the family and friends who love this little boy, and then this dreadful, dreadful heartache of Julianne.
Yeah. It has been so sad, and the people have called it a tragedy. And I don't really like the word tragedy, but when I do look back, it's something that you don't think will happen to you, Pete. You think it happens to other
anybody
people.
Else, yeah.
You do, and Conor's illness was the worst tragedy, the worst thing in our lives. And for this to happen, it has just been, it's really, we can't really get our heads around it, but what's keeping us going is Julianne's last wishes. It's as though she was, this come about because of Julianne. It's like a legacy to Julianne. and the support we're getting is fantastic, but any more support.
Yeah, you need.
People have said to me, you think, one of the footballers, or you think so-and-so, who had the money would donate it. Well, maybe people are listening now, Pete, because whatever money comes in, and any money that's over will make Conor's life a lot better. It'll be any other independent aid that he needs. It will be anything that he needs in his future that Julianne would never have to worry about.
Julie, how has Conor taken it? Does he understand?
Oh, yeah. Conor, well, I will say to you, mention before, Mouse Your Own is the child, it's the adult version of Conor's illness. And as you know, Stephen Hawkins has that illness, and he's got a fantastic mind. Conor is of the same mind. His brain is fantastic. He's 11, but he has the school age of a 14 to 15-year-old boy. He has such a vivid imagination. He loves Disney, the animation side of it, and his dream is to be an animator for Disney. He knows he can't fly because of his ventilator, because he is ventilator dependent, but still gets around, and he does know he can't ever go to Disney. And for his 10th birthday, we actually brought Disney to him at the Huyton Suite. We had a big Disney party, which the whole community contributed to. So he's a fine little boy. He does know his mum's gone. His little brother Cameron knows that his mum, both know that the mum's gone to heaven and she's with them, and she's looking over them. And they are very, very sad. They are very subdued, as is Phil. They are just devastated. It's so sad to see the boys and Phil without her being the mum of the family.
Julie, tell us again your Facebook and email. So
it's Julie Brown Durkin, and my email is juliedurkin@hotmail.com.
Thanks for that, Julie. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much, Pete. Thanks to everyone for listening.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's take a break.
Late Night City with Liverpool Stop Smoking Services. October is Stoptober. Get your free quit pack at citytalk.fm.